And we're back once again, only on it's Last Call. Last Call of the Alcohol, only on the lastcallpodcast.com. And joining me here once again, it's been a while. He had to take a sojourning into finding out what the hell is going on. He was all set. He was getting his notes ready. He was going to tear apart this debacle that was Tank Davis versus Jake Paul. And then what do you know? He flipped the script and he's now just in a existential crisis about what does he do? Does he cheer? Does he boo, cry, pray for death, pray for an upset? We're going to find out this and a whole lot more. I give you once again one of boxing's true last honest people in the sport. I give you inside writer, podcaster extraordinaire. I give you Manny Montreal. So Manny, let's start off here with so we're getting this, I guess. Instead of Tank Davis versus Jake Paul, we're getting Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul. And as you said, I have no idea what to do because there's so many feelings you're going through. It's sort of like finding out like there's got to be a Royal Rumble between Alex Jones and Howard Stern and Hassan Piker, and you're going, oh crap. Do I root for all three of them to kill each other? Do I root for one person? I don't know. Give me some ideas. So, Manny, tell me, what are your thoughts as soon as this got made, and how are you still holding up with all of this?
I'm I'm really close to packing it in. I won't lie to you. I won't lie to you. I went to Notre Dame Basilica here in Montreal, and I went and I lit a candle for the sport of boxing. Um, Listen, like you said, there's a lot of feelings here, right? But the majority of my life as a boxing aficionado is explaining or giving details about boxing to non-boxing people. Okay. And Jake Paul, oddly enough, is one of those people that causes people outside of the boxing spectrum to speak to me all of a sudden. These people that would normally never ask me about boxing will now ask me, like, hey, I heard Jake Paul, right? So it's affected my conversations with the layman. And normally I have to explain stuff like, well, Mike Tyson is Mike Tyson, but he is much older. Yes, this is kind of a real fight, but I feel it's going to be a little bit of a farce. Should you pay for it? I don't know. Is it your kind of thing? I'm not saying it's a fixed fight, but you're going to get what you get. It is not Mike Tyson at 23 before jail, right? I was able to put into words a context for people to understand. That is Anderson Silva, a former major UFC star, an unbeatable GOAT, but eventually got knocked the fuck out a couple times and now fights sporadically to make a good chunk of change. I now have to explain to people. First, I had to explain to them what the fuck a Gervonta was, right? So I was like, oh, well, the guy that looks like a Cabbage Patch doll with the tattoos, that's actually a hardened criminal that runs away from pregnant women after a drunk driving incident. And somehow he is a star in our sport. And he defeated a guy that's going to be fighting for a world title soon. He is most famous for being the lapdog of the most famous boxer in the world. And the promotion he works for is kind of dying. He's also having a midlife crisis of sorts, I'm assuming, and has decided he doesn't want to fight anymore. But he's going to fight Jake Paul. That's no longer happening because he beat the fuck out of the chick he's dating on camera. And TMZ is going to be releasing the footage soon. So that fight got canceled. Now, don't worry, Jake Paul, the 195-pound fucking 6 foot tall kid who's going to fight the 135-pound fighter, has fixed it by now facing a fighter that has to be under 245 pounds, who weighs way more than that, who measures 6'5", 6'6" of sorts, and was a former unified world champion at heavyweight. And then they say to me, so you're telling me the guy that looks like Webster is being replaced by the guy that looks like Shaq. And I'm like, yes, that is essentially what is happening. And then they look at me like, okay, so when does Hulk Hogan come out? So with that being said, I don't know what I could possibly, explain to someone about this fucking fight. You get what I'm saying? Like I've contextualized it as best as I could for you, and even saying it to you, I feel like an ass.
I'll say this, man. I think you're overreacting. Just like Gareth Davies. You should actually be happy. He's finally going to get the ass whooping he's been dying for. Every boxing
Okay,
person
hold on,
knows
hold
that.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Jake gets knocked out. I get to tell people that don't fucking matter to me, nor ever cared about my opinion. I told you so. Jake knocks this fucking doofus out. I don't know what I'm doing, man. I gotta change sports. He's gonna force a bunch of us to change sports. Like, listen, the whole idea of creating a career through boxing and going through the amateurs and possibly going to the Olympics and trying to make teams and trying to find the right trainer. No, go to a Japanese forest, make fun of a suicide forest,
That's his brother.
get kicked out of the country,
That's the wrong
and
brother.
then
That's
because
Logan Paul, the WWE guy.
oh, okay. So you mean to me the fact that I've got them confused means no one else got them confused, and just the simple fact that they share the same fucking name is the reason either one of them is fucking famous.
Again, you should enjoy this, Manny. This is like all those idiots who like run out into the field during a football game or a soccer match, and then you look and you go,
I
"Okay, what's going to
understand.
happen?" And then they get tackled and beat up, and you're just laughing your ass off. This is the moment.
Right.
This is
Except what if that guy fucking clips Tom Brady's knee? What if that doofus somehow got on the field and clipped Tom Brady's knee? Tom Brady, who's at the end of his career, who's like done it all, and you know, and that's how we got to see him go out of this fucking sport.
all right.
This is my point. I was not okay with Mike Tyson and Anderson Silva, but I got it. They're both retired. You're doing the thing. They're both raising money. Even Tyson was holding his punches. You could tell. I was fine with it. This Gervonta Davis thing, the kid's out of the sport, and before him beating the fuck out of his wife again, I was like, oh well, maybe he's turned a page and he can do this and get a check and get the fuck out because he doesn't seem like he's that much interested anymore. That's a very fucking dangerous fucking place to be for a fighter. So I'd rather he not be involved. But like this is a whole nother thing, right? Francis Ngannou fought this guy and got beat the fuck up. Tommy Fury beat fucking Paul. Like,
No, you should enjoy this,
how are
Manny.
we
Manny, think of it.
justifying this?
This
It
is going
doesn't
to
make
be like
sense.
face down,
Even when it
ass
was
up.
Tank
You and Dana
Davis
White can
with the
jump into
weight
the ring and
difference, it
fart
didn't
right in
make
Logan
sense.
in Jake Paul's face as he's unconscious. We can have Dana White even maybe teabag him because he's unconscious. This is going to be what everybody wants. I thought you and Gareth Davies will be happy. You finally are getting somebody who's going to just go in there and teach this kid a lesson. Like, okay,
Okay. Okay.
romper room is
You know what?
over. This is where the
You know
adults
what?
are
You know
playing.
what? You know what? You're right. What I would want is 22-year-old Mike Tyson or Usyk after a 4-month camp. If that's what you want to do, give me Usyk. Give me go get Joseph Parker. Okay, don't get me a fucking chinny fucking Joshua who's fucking unsure about himself. God damn it, he could have just fought fucking Deontay Wilder, a one-trick pony. We could have rolled the dice on that made the best man win and the best man continue. But instead, we're gonna give this guy a bye to a world title fight. This is what's gonna happen. If this guy even lasts the fucking distance with this cocksucker, we are gonna end up having this guy fucking ranked. You don't understand the fucking catch 22 that's
I
here.
don't
I've
see,
seen too many
Manny.
fights.
I
I've seen
don't
too
get
many
why everybody's
fights.
upset. We saw that Francis Ngannou talk the same thing. Hey, I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be. And Ngannou at least went the distance with an out of shape. I had too many pizzas, beer, and maybe some black pudding. Tyson Fury. We saw what Joshua does when he takes on somebody who does not belong. He's got to knock him out. And I get everybody saying,
I
"Oh,
hope
he's
so.
chinny, he's chinny." This isn't Andy
But
Ruiz, who is
listen
has
to me.
a chin of
Listen to
granite
me.
and took that.
Listen to me. What
This
has
isn't
this
Daniel
kid done?
Dubois, who's built like
No,
a brick
hold on,
shithouse.
hold on, hold on. This will bring me to my other fucking point because they announced something else today that fucking pissed me the fuck off. Okay,
Okay.
Ryan Garcia getting a world title fight for the
Well,
WBC
that's we're talking about
after
that
his
later.
last
That's
fight.
later on.
No, hold on. After his last fight being a loss, right, to Rolly Romero, this kid gets a world title fight. I can't justify it. This is my issue here. It's not the fact that Jake Paul is more than likely going to get fucking knocked out. It's how do I justify that my sport's a real sport and this isn't slap fighting? How do I justify it? Forget the fact of how the outcome. Forget the outcome. How do I justify that this is happening? Retired Mike Tyson. I can justify it. He's retired. We're gonna have fun. Easier rounds. You'll see. It'll be fine. Okay. I cannot justify this. There is nothing. You know how many guys are in line for Joshua? I got my Arslanbek Makhmudov, my Russian from here. I don't know about him becoming a world champion today because it's very difficult. But god damn it, he was an inch close to getting a fight with Joshua. And that would have been huge for him at Wembley or whatever. That would have been the biggest payday, the biggest moment of his fucking career. And then he would have had the opportunity to actually beat him. That guy, as an example, can go fuck himself with his fucking training at 9 years old in the fucking gyms, with doing the amateur programs, with leaving fucking Russia, with fucking turning pro, with fucking bringing his whole fucking family here. Fuck you. You should have went to a Japanese forest. You weren't born in the right fucking Disney family, cocksucker. So therefore, no title shot, no opportunities for you. Let's fucking promote the fucking Disney kid. Like, what the fuck? I can't justify it. There's 1,000 guys like Arslanbek Makhmudov that deserve this shot that could have fucking fed their families with a Joshua fight. Who the fuck is this fucking Paul fucking paying? What's he gonna do with his fucking money? Buy another Bugatti? Fuck another OnlyFans model? The fuck do I care about this kid winning at anything in his life? I'm serious.
I
You
understand,
know what?
Manny. I don't
Donate
understand why
everything to fucking cancer. Donate everything to cure cancer, you cocksucker. He's gonna get it. Yeah, he's gonna get knocked out. Oh, poor bastard. Is he gonna fucking rehabilitate in his mansion? Is he gonna fly back home in his private jet? Poor guy. Oh no, he just made another $40 million. Boo hoo. Get the fuck. He doesn't deserve any of it. Even with the beating, it's not worth it. Why are we talking about this guy in my sport? What fucking country and political enemies has he assassinated? I understand why we're all sucking turkey's dick. Why the fuck do I gotta deal with this fuck stick? What army and what fucking oil field does he have? For real. Tell me, I want to understand.
you want to
Is
understand, Manny.
Disney that
Okay,
fucking strong?
I'll give you 5 words that can make you understand. Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor. If people see it, they will put it on. This is what boxing is. Boxing has no shame. They're like the guy who brings home to
Let me
his
explain.
his
Let me
family the
explain something.
transgender hooker who was on meth, and well, he's a sex addict, and he goes, "Hey, I'm gonna let my king flag fly." That is boxing, Manny. They've gone to dictators. They've gone to they've had boxing matches with bears. They've had Ali take on a guy who was promoted by the mob and Chuck Wepner who had no business. They had
I
Ali take
understand.
on
I
Antonio
understand.
Inoki.
But we are attempting to portray something else today. What Matchroom, what Golden Boy, what WBC, what Riyadh season, what everyone in the fucking game is doing today is making it look like we are the fucking Grand Prix. We are the Formula One of sports. This is where the rich people hang out. This is the fucking business. This is that. And then at the same time, we're going to do this fucking shit. This is my point. I don't understand how he got a pass. Like, this basically tells me if you got $40 million, okay, you can make 140 if you act like an asshole enough for people to know who you are to then want to watch you get your ass beat. Because I will point out, yes, you point out the Mayweather thing. There's two things Mayweather did that no one's been able to reproduce. No one. You ready?
Ready.
Number one is the pay-per-view buys skewed in watching him lose. More people tuned in to watch this cocksucker lose than win because they fucking hated him. They hated the fact that he was flaunting his cash, that he was acting like it was unending. The second thing is that gambling in boxing was different. When Mayweather fought, it was different. I'll explain. Small example. Conor McGregor, you mentioned. Now, today we talk in retrospect. Did Conor McGregor ever actually have a chance?
No, and everybody knew
No.
that, but it was trash
Uh-uh.
talking. It's just
Uh-uh.
trash talking.
You say everybody knew that. But
Everybody,
do you
everybody
know?
who knew boxing knew he was getting his
Hold
ass
on, hold
whooped.
on, hold on. I'm not talking about boxing. I'm talking about betting. Do you know where the majority of people laid their bets?
Yes, with Connor. Because there's a sucker born every second, man. You know that. There's
And
people who
and
literally go on the
Mayweather was
web and
aware
believe
of
everything
this,
they read.
and Mayweather was aware of this, and you better believe if the FBI has ever talked to anybody about fucking betting on themselves, they've had a conversation with Floyd Mayweather. And you better believe he cooperated because they allow him to operate. That being said, he made more money off of that fight betting on himself because of all these fucking dumps than they could have paid him from the actual fight. Mayweather has made more money gambling than anything else. And this is like it's not out there, but it's out there. Like if you gamble, you know. He's also owed a fuck lot of money, but he's on the up. And most of that is because he's been able to bet on himself because as odd as it sounds, even with the undefeated record, even with all the fucking boistering and talking about how he's the best, people disliked him so much that it skewed the betting. No other fucking boxer has skewed the betting like that since. Do you understand? People like Canelo. Some people don't like Canelo, but not enough people like Canelo to change the betting odds. You feel me?
I feel you, Manny.
Mayweather was hated enough that it fucked with the betting odds. This is a similar fucking thing of sorts because he's fucking with all the metrics. It seems like it'll sell on pay per view, right? But it's not going to sell to a guy like me. I've got somebody from Montreal on the undercard fighting Alicia Baumgartner, Layla Baudouin. Undisputed titles here. Big fucking fight.
All right, so let me
Tell
jump
you,
in here quickly.
look at me, look at
All
me.
right.
I'll admit a crime right now. I'm gonna fucking stream it. I am gonna fucking stream it. I'm gonna find a link and watch it for free.
Well, it is
Because
free. It's
I'm
on
not.
Netflix, so it's not pay-per-view. So
No,
there
no,
go.
you still gotta pay for Netflix. So okay, I got Netflix. I'll be able to watch
But
it.
you should
Whoopsie
love
doo.
this, Manny. The delusional Jake Paul, as you said, you keep going. He's not a real fighter. He's not a real fighter. Now he's getting his ass whooped. This is going to be Ngannou versus
How is
Joshua
him getting his
again.
ass whooped by an undisputed heavyweight boxer prove anything? If he would have got his ass whooped by a 135-pound Cabbage Patch Kid, I would have liked it.
Because this will prove,
It
Manny, but you know what? People like him do not belong in a sport. I don't get you people all upset and hot and bothered. This should be fun. This is like the Romans
no,
back in the
no,
gladiator days,
no,
where they let
no,
some
no. I've
poor
I've dealt with
beggar out
people
to
like
get
this.
eaten by a lion. Anthony
You're
Joshua's the
using
lion.
logic. See, you're using logic, and that's where you're
No.
wrong. Yes, you're under the assumption that this kid will take a pill and swallow it after this is done. That's what you really think's going to happen,
I think he's gonna. It's all fun
despite
and games
everything.
till you get knocked the f out, and when he gets knocked the f out,
Okay, so
I think
okay,
he'll be
you're under
done.
the assumption it's going to be a real fight. Okay, okay. What's his brother do? This one's
WWE
brother. What's he doing right now?
pro wrestling.
Oh, the scripted pro wrestling
Yes.
stuff. Yeah, yeah. It's funny how that one brother does that, but the other brother's not. He's not doing that. No, no. That Tyson fight, that was a real fight. That Anderson Silva, real.
Oh, it was. He found old men who he could beat
No,
up.
no. There's only one real fight, and that was against Tommy Fury. No one gave Tommy Fury the fucking message.
All right. Well, who's going to give Joshua the message? Because Joshua knows what's going on. He
I,
destroyed
I'm
Jake
assuming
Paul.
I'm assuming Nikisa in the tune of a Louis Vuitton bag filled to the brim.
Yeah, but you know what? He's already going to get that Louis Vuitton bag filled to the brim when he takes on Tyson Fury. We know this. This is going to happen. I don't get it,
You
you people.
hold
You're
on, hold on.
finally
You
getting
cannot.
what you want. You're going to get a
No,
Jake
I'm not
Paul
getting what
ass
I want.
whooping.
I'm not getting what I want. He shouldn't have been allowed. You understand? No entry, no world titles, no world champions for you, no real boxers for you. Go to a club show in Philadelphia and bust your ass for the next 3 years. Go fucking fight Mexicans. Fight nobodies in front of no one for the next 3 years. Earn your fucking spot like everyone else, you fucking Disney fucking princess. I'm not
Wrong,
okay with it.
brother.
I'm not okay. I'm not okay with promoters' girlfriends getting fucking fast passes to titles either. You know what I mean? So fair is fucking fair, man. That's all it
So did
is.
he? Wait a
This
minute. Did
kid
you have
does.
a problem then when Ngannou took on Anthony Joshua? Because that's the same thing. They found a sucker who thought I could win this thing, and Anthony
Hold on,
Joshua
hold
just
on, hold on,
nodded
hold
his
on, hold
head.
on. They made that fight after he did what he did against Tyson Fury.
Yes, he took on a fat, out of shape guy who didn't train and lost.
But it looked believable. And Francis was believable because like fuck I'm gonna take a punch from that guy. You understand? There's no winning in this. Do you understand? Jake Paul gets knocked the fuck out. He's like, yeah, but I was brave enough. What about you? You're not brave enough to face an Anthony Joshua. I went in there with Tyson. I went there with Anderson Silva. Like he gets to say he went in there with Tyson. Do you understand? He paid for that.
Yes, I did.
He paid to like he gets like 40 years from now, he's gonna be drinking at a bar trying to pick up a fucking chick that's 40 years younger than him. He's gonna be like, I beat up Mike Tyson.
And they'll go, I don't know who that is. So, look, this is a sport, Manny. This is boxing. It has no morals. It's like porn. There's no morals in
No,
it. You just literally, as long as you don't do anything, illegal,
no,
and even then, it's a
no,
wink, wink, nudge,
no.
nudge.
No,
They'll put
everyone
up
gets
with
their
anybody.
everyone gets theirs. Everyone gets theirs. Trust me. I know Mayweather's life's pretty right now, but eventually the FBI agent he helped out will fall out of favor and then they'll come for him too.
Yeah, we keep
Um,
saying it. And look at Bob Arum. Bob Arum has done more illegal stuff, and nothing bad has
Bob
ever happened
Arum,
to him.
Bob Arum is their number one informant.
Don King,
Number
they
one
tried for
informant.
years to put Don King in
Listen to me, listen to
prison.
me, listen to me. If there was a mobster involved in boxing from 1960 to 1989, the U.S. government was aware of it because of Bob Arum. 1,000%.
Okay. Explain Don King then, who they've tried. They've had
Oh,
him
same
dead to
thing.
rights, and
Same
that
thing.
guy.
But Don King would try and do it for money. Bob did it to get out of trouble. Don tried selling it to them. I could help you fellas out with a little couple guys in Detroit seem to think they're a little too big for the britches. He's done that shit, sure, but then he asks for like 100K to help them out. Bob was offering that shit up because he shit his fucking pants because they were talking to the IRS after. He beat an audit and he got charged with RICO. Like, as bad as fucking Don King was and committed murder and whatnot, if you want to go charge for charge, you know, Bob Arum beat a RICO charge. This, people don't talk about that shit. That's like some fucking Pablo Escobar fucking charges. You know what I mean?
I understand, but Manny, let's not kid ourselves. This is what boxing's always been. If they could, they would have made Kim Kardashian versus Holly Holm in a heartbeat. Eddie Hearn would have backed up the truck. Hell, if Becky Lynch decided, hey, I want to
No,
fight Katie Taylor, you think
no,
Eddie Hearn would have said no, or he would have said, Yes, Vince, let's do it. A big pile of money. And we'll sell it in Dublin. We'll make it
Uh,
WWE versus boxing. Vince, I'll
It's
even let,
always it's
Roman
no,
Reigns walk into the ring, and
it's
then
always
I'll
been
have him fight
circumstance.
one of my guys and have him a guy who is just an absolute bum. They will do that. They have no shame. We've known that for years. So this, again, I think you're overreacting. You're getting your wish. Jake Paul's going to get an ass whooping. December 19th, you're going to enjoy it. Yes,
I hope
it's
so.
a flim flam sham, but you know what? This is going to be reality. This is when that, pudgy guy who says, "Hey, I
Let me
used to
ask you
play high school
something.
football," goes in the field and gets tackled by an NFL linebacker because he was drunk and streaking. This is
Let
that
me ask
moment.
you
You should
something.
enjoy it.
What do we say about him if he loses a decision? He goes the distance, he goes to decision. They have a nice little sparring session. Joshua never overcommits. The kid never fucking gets out of fucking sorts with him, never gets rough. Referee doesn't even have to break them up. 10 rounds go by, fight's over. We go to decision, unanimous decision, Anthony Joshua. The kid
Again, why would
tried. He
Joshua?
did good,
Joshua
though. He
does that.
did
He
good. He
is
looked good,
done.
though. Did you see? He looked good. He didn't get fucking touched. He looked good. He didn't have a mark on his face. Wow, man. He went the distance with a former undisputed world champion. Wow. I wonder if he would pay for that privilege.
I don't think there's
I
enough money.
wonder how many
Joshua.
millions that would cost to go to distance, lose the decision, but able to show face and be able to tell everyone, look how big my nuts are. Look, look, I'm a man.
If
Look,
Joshua
everyone, I know
wants
you
to,
think
if
I'm just
Joshua wants
a
that bag with
spoiled
Tyson
child,
Fury,
but I'm really tough. Look, everyone, I'm not a spoiled child. I'm tough. I got tattoos.
again, you've been hanging out with Gareth Davies too long, and I love you, Gareth. If you
America,
listen
I
to
got
this,
tattoos. Look at me. I got blonde hair and tattoos. Like, come on, for real. Fuck this kid. Fuck the opportunities he's been given. I can name you 1,000 Mexicans that should step in the ring with this guy.
yeah,
Out
but
of shape,
they
fucking
don't sell
cab
fights,
driving
Manny.
fucking Mexicans that deserve the shot better than this guy.
Manny, they don't sell
Fucking,
fights.
he's making life changing money with an asshole that doesn't deserve a life. That's what's up.
I understand, but I have no problem with this. This is boxing. They've done it for years. They have no
Why is he
shame
fighting? Why is he fighting?
because he wants to be
Why is he
a
fighting? Because he
star.
knows nothing else. Because he has to fight. Because it's in him. Because he's an animal. Because he's tough. Right? That's the Paul motto, the Paul family, 3 generations of Marines, right? That's what he comes from, right? Everyone's looked into his family lineage, right? They're like fucking Viking stock, like they're the fucking thoroughbreds. He's got at least 4 cousins in the NFL, right? That's who these people are.
Yep.
Are they actors brought in from fucking Hollywood that fucking played children on a fucking children's TV show who somehow realized puberty and their voices were changing and they were going to lose their job with the fucking pedophile channel. So then they got themselves on YouTube making fun of people and somehow that turned into this. Like it doesn't make sense. I can tell you how Andy Ruiz became a champion. I can tell you how he became a boxer. I have no idea why this fuck stick is even in my life or why I've spent the last fucking 20 minutes of my life talking about him. It makes no sense to me. I want to fucking bash my fucking head open right now for even fucking
Manny,
spending the
you're the
time on it.
person who
Can I point something out to you for
yes,
tax purposes? You
yes,
know the picture you're showing right now?
yes.
It's got a great Puerto Rican flag there. As you know, he was born in Puerto Rico, 100% Puerto Rican. Paul brothers, no tax exemptions related to that citizenship. No, sir. He likes Puerto Rico because it's like Delaware. Great for incorporating. But he's a good kid. He's doing good things for boxing. Come on, man. The money he's made, he can build you fucking 3 hospitals in your fucking country. Mr. Beast at least fucking does shit. Like, what the fuck's this cocksucker do? Like, what's he really fucking do? I'm
Again, Manny.
serious. Tell
I
me
know
what he
you're
does.
serious. But again, let's call a spade a spade. This is boxing. They'd sell their soul for $50. They've never had any pride. This is an industry full of gamblers, scumbags,
Sure,
degenerates,
sure,
perverts.
sure. Okay.
They've run, they'll sell out to any friggin' dictator who gives them a bag of gold. These guys would
Listen,
give their
that
own
being
blood
said,
for, pay-per-view points.
that being said, okay, I still have the right to fucking call him a cocksucker
I know
and
you
not
do.
want him in my
But
fucking sport.
again, you're getting your wish. This kid's finally delusional
That's what,
enough where he
but
thinks,
why do you think this will be a real fight? What makes you think for what fight did he have was a real fight other than Tommy Fury?
he's had a lot of real
Tell me,
fights.
at
He's
what
just,
point? Listen, I've seen him hit the bags and the pads in the gym, right? But I've got fucking amateurs doing that. I've got 8 year olds doing that. I've got guys that don't belong in the ring doing that on Instagram right now. What about this guy makes you think from the past that he's going to go out and have a real fight? Like Joshua's going to show up and actually try and hit him hard, and they're not going to have a because yes, boxing has done this. They've done it against bears, and Ali did a bum on a month tour, and yeah, okay. Name me when one of those was a real fucking fight. Okay, you're telling me
Ali
it's a
versus
clown
Chuck
show.
Wepner
I
was a real
understand
fight.
it's a
It was an
clown
ass
show.
whooping, but it was a real fight.
What was the real fight?
Ali versus Chuck Wepner.
Okay, but Chuck did a lot of talking, to be fair.
Francis
And
Ngannou
the white
versus,
and hold on. And at the time, the social climate, white people were getting real fucking hard on Wepner. They were like, "Oh, he can do it," despite the fact that he looked like a fucking minor league baseball coach. They really fucking put the hope in him, and
again,
Ali
Manny.
had to do that, kind of like to prove a point. Fucking Chuck could fucking go though. Chuck could fucking go, but
Ngannou versus
yeah, that's
Joshua.
not the same thing.
This is going to be an ass whooping. I get it. Jake Paul is
I
finally getting,
listen.
he's
I
skirted the
really, I
line.
really
He's
hope
getting
so.
his
I
big
really hope
fight.
so.
And
I really hope so. But I feel like after the first round, I'm gonna text you and be like, "Bud, I fucking warned you. I fucking warned you." I, I don't see it. I'm sorry. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. There's nothing that tells me this is gonna be a real fight. I think this is gonna be a giant fucking commercial for Jake Paul. I think this is gonna be a giant commercial for the pay-per-view. I think the undercard's gonna be for real. I think we're gonna have some fun fights. But I think the main event's just going to be the type of thing, be like a balloon deflating. No one's going to be fucking pumped about it. It's not going to be popping.
again, what is the benefit for Anthony Joshua? Because he has been wanting that Tyson Fury fight,
40 to 80 million
and he's going to pass
without
it.
breaking a
If
sweat.
he'll get that no matter what. They've
No, no,
Netflix
you're
wants
not
this
breaking a
fight.
sweat. You're not going to hurt. No, no. You're not going to break a sweat. You're not going to hurt yourself. I can guarantee you, promise it. If you want, I can provide you with a script of the fight ahead of time. We'll guarantee you that you will not get hurt and you will get your $80 million.
This isn't Tyson who was sort of desperate. This is Joshua and Eddie Hearn. So
Right.
they
Okay.
will screw Jake Paul. They will screw him the first chance they get. They'll go, yeah, money up front. We'll do all this, and then wink, wink, nudge, nudge, knockout first round, and then Eddie Hearn will laugh his ass all the way to the bank. Eddie Hearn, and Eddie, I love you. Eddie Hearn would shank his own grandmother in the back if it meant that he could get pay-per-view points. Never put it past him. So yes, I think Jake Paul's probably sitting there going, "Hey, I'm going to do this." He's talked himself up. He thinks everything. And I'm going to tell you, this is going to be just Nagano part two for Joshua. First round knockout,
No,
maybe second round
it's
knockout, and that's going to be it. And then you get to go in the ring, Manny, as you're there, and you get to fart right in Jake Paul's face. This is your early
look,
Christmas
I'll
present.
say this. I'll say this. I wish to God you're right, but honestly, I've been too pessimistic to believe that that's possible. I honestly think it's just another farce, another bullshit fight. I think Joshua and him are gonna go to distance. He's gonna make the kid look like he fucking went the distance with a champion, but it's going to be a one-sided fight. We'll go to decision. Joshua won't have any marks on him. He'll be able to go fight Tyson Fury next. And Jake will be able to say he went the distance with a heavyweight champ after he didn't beat up a 135-pound man. Yes, I'm less optimistic than you. Unfortunately, I really hope you're right. I really do because it'll mean my sport is doing the right thing, and we eliminate this bullshit when as soon as we see it. But unfortunately, I don't have that same optimism.
Let's talk about this optimism here. Tank Davis found a way to fuck up everything literally within like 2 months before it. All this kid had to do was just show up. That's all you have to do. Just show up, kid, and box. Just stay out of trouble. Even a moron could figure this part out and not do it. Instead, what does he do? Well, he's been now accused of going into a strip club, finding his ex who works as a cocktail waitress, takes her out and beats the shit out of her. How dumb
On
is
camera.
this idiot? He really must be an
On camera.
idiot.
Well, okay. So first of all, uh, no one's ever proclaimed him as a fucking genius. That's for sure. And him thinking Floyd was going to take care of his career was definitely not the fucking move either. But Jesus, I don't know what to tell you, but I feel like he was doomed from the start. And to be fair, I don't think he is thinking. I don't think there is much thinking going on there. He was having a bit of a midlife crisis there. He was talking about leaving boxing, and then all of a sudden he's talking about fighting Jake Paul, a guy 100 pounds heavier than him. Didn't make much sense. And it doesn't make much sense that he fucked this up. I'll say this: CTE is real. Substance abuse is a problem we all face. And unfortunately, I believe that is the cause of all of this. I feel like he is a rich asshole with shitty friends, and he chooses to get upset about his ex-girlfriend saying something or doing something and wants to go over there and beat the fuck out of a woman. Obviously, he doesn't have the right kind of friends because if I would have wanted to go beat the fuck out of a woman, my own friends would have beaten the fuck out of me. So, um, that being said, he's got a bunch of yes men around him, people that want to get paid and more worried about their paycheck leaving them than whatever happens to this guy. So at the end of the day, the kid's getting what he deserves. Even with his previous fucking cases. I mean, what kind of fucking asshole drives drunk, hits a pregnant woman, and then leaves the scene? You know what? I
Besides John
understand the
Jones,
driving drunk. Yeah, exactly. I understand the driving drunk. I understand. Well, by the way, Tank did that in a Lambo. That was one of his charges. But the point is, if if you're that type of human being, you are seriously flawed. And I really hope the prison system will be open to receiving him and helping him out with his issues.
why do I have a feeling people are going to still hire this guy? That there will still be a promoter who goes, we'll work with you.
Ryan Garcia got a world title fight.
Yeah, but Ryan Garcia has never done anything like
Need I
this.
say more?
Yeah,
No,
we'll get
need
to
I
Ryan
say
Garcia
more?
in a bit. But, again,
Oh no, this
this
guy
is
shit
this
the
like
bed.
scumbag level of scumbag level. And yet, as we talked about the Paul fight, this is boxing. They'll put up with everything. I mean, literally, they could have a member of ISIS come down and fight for them. They won't care. You'll even Bob Arum would do it because as long as a check clears, as long as there's some suckers to buy this fight, he'll do anything. So again,
You know what?
how much do we
Go
worry that
on.
he's going to get back into sport, even though he should be barred for life?
I don't know. I've said it before. Like I was hoping for a dictator to come in and just fucking clean up everything, right? We kind of got a dictator. The only thing is the guy's got his own ideas. So I don't know, man. I don't know what we can do.
Well, we're gonna go to that dictator right now. We're getting in one of his fights this Saturday. First off, it's gonna be Anthony Yarde versus David Benavidez in a fight which nobody really wanted. But so explain this to me, man, because this is one of your pure fights. Why is this fight happening, and why should we care? I mean, why can't we just get Benavidez versus Beterbiev or Benavidez versus Bivol? Why can't we get something that we want, not just
Okay, that's not too complicated. It's not too complicated. Number one, Bivol was an injury issue, and Beterbiev, it's usually a Muslim religion issue. Beterbiev basically has like two windows to fight because otherwise he's fucking fasting. I'm not even sure if you're allowed saying fucking before fasting, but I don't know. Okay. Point being, because he's fasting, and then there's, certain dates that he can't do stuff and whatnot. So, Beterbiev might have been a date issue and a training camp issue. That being said, Yard is the next best solution. I mean, if Bud Crawford would have lost to Canelo, I guess maybe we'd be talking about, you know, Canelo fighting finally fighting Benavidez. But that's not the case here. And I think if he dispatches Yard in proper fashion, Yard definitely a tough customer, a guy that shows up, a guy that'll fight, and a guy who'll give you a fight. But it's usually an indication that you should be able to be fighting the world champions. And I honestly think they're just Yard is a setup essentially for Bivol or Beterbiev. Benavidez going to be dealing with Matchroom for this Yard fight. I could probably see the Bivol fight being the more than likely candidate next. So I think it's just that they're just trying to drum up the hype because it's hard. Bivol doesn't really have a big fan base despite having beaten Canelo. It's not like he's done social media tours or you get what I'm saying? Good Morning America or some shit. So you still got to build a fight for Bivol despite it having these consequences and the meaning behind it. And Benavidez, as great as he is to us, he's still not one of those stars that has transversed like Canelo, where you can do Good Morning America and be called to go do fucking MTV or whatever the fuck else is out there. You know what I mean? So I think it's just more of a fact of buildup of the reason the fight's happening. I think it's still dangerous for Benavidez. I mean, undefeated, gone so long without fucking looking bad. It can happen where Yard clips him. It's not out of hand. He is that kind of fighter. He's going to show up ready and he can fucking punch. So I'm not too upset with the fight. The undercard's pretty decent as well. Not too crazy about the new pay-per-view model. That's a whole nother thing.
I was gonna say this, but didn't they say, "Oh yes, there's gonna be no more pay-per-views now"? It's like, yeah, there's a pay-per-view. Like, man, that Turkey and those Saudis, they just bent you over and porked you, man. This was a spread the cheeks. There will be no lube. It's just yeah, you got pay-per-view for this. I mean, at least we
I
bitched
am going
about
to be giving as many people the links I have for the fight as possible. I'll make sure as many people do not pay for this fight as possible. I will go out of my way. I invite the zone to sue me, put charges on me. I invite Turkey to do the same. I'd be more than happy with them seizing my 2007 Volkswagen Golf, just so that they know the tie rods and the arm brackets are broken, so the car's not actually drivable. But you guys can have it. Yeah, I could give a fuck. I'm not fucking paying for this shit. It's one thing to sell me a pay per view based on the hype and a big fight and a big card a couple times a year. I'll deal with it. But now you want me to subscribe to a subscription. You want me to get a subscription for my fucking subscription. These monthly dues and fees and whatnot, they're not talking about the fact that it's on a credit card that's charging you 18 to 22%. What are we doing here? Boxing is supposed to be the poor man's sport. This is not the poor man's sport. This is darts is a fucking global leader on television. Darts. They're selling out auditoriums for darts. It's a cheap sport. No one is going to pay $1,000 or $30,000 for ringside seats to darts. Stop being fucking greedy. They're making money. You're filling the O2. You really got to go get fucking $59.99 from the rest of us? You're filling the O2 and selling beer to everyone. That's not enough money. You need you need the guy that works 40 hours a week to give you an extra $7. Like how? What the fuck? This is when I say the sport needs a league and whatnot. This is what it is. You know, if it was a fighter promoter league, this would be a different situation. We'd have boxing on ABC. Does anyone remember fucking PBC free boxing on fucking television bullshit? Boxing was on NBC, CBS, ABC, Spike. It was everywhere.
Well, let's run down the rest of the card so you're not too angry here. So we got Devin Haney versus Brian Norman Jr. We got Abdullah Mason versus Sam Noakes and Jesse Bam Rodriguez versus Fernando Martinez. Let's start off with Haney versus Norman Jr. This
Don't
feels like
care.
either Norman's going to knock out Haney very quickly and just whoop that ass, or Devin Haney's going to expose Brian Norman and outbox him. So, which one has the better chance of happening?
No matter what happens, David Haney and his father are going to continue talking on Instagram, and that is what bothers me the most. Uh, um, I feel like David is the child star, and his dad is the parent, and they force him to go to all kinds of auditions and movies that he's actually not like right for, but they're like, yeah, no, he can be opposite Leo in Heat 2. No, it makes perfect sense. I know you think he's good for like the next Friday movie, but trust me, he can work with Al Pacino. Like there's an overselling of Devin Haney that's been done since the very beginning, and they've never been able to actually produce on what they sold us. So I'm not a big Devin Haney guy. Personally, I'd like Brian Norman, the more blue collar, worked for everything he's got, barely flying under the radar, has a couple of hardcores behind him. I'd rather a guy like that pull it off than a guy like Devin Haney, who looks like he's trying to rehearse him for a Jello commercial. Talk to me about Bam Rodriguez.
All right, so the fight which everybody, I guess, really loves, Fernando Daniel Martinez versus Jesse Bam Rodriguez. Is it safe to say this might be the best pure fight in terms of back and forth action, two guys who are evenly matched? I mean, somebody's always has to go, and we know how good Rodriguez is. Is Fernando Martinez that guy to push him? I know he's Argentinian, and there's probably people going, hey, how good is he? But when you beat Kazuto Ioka twice and Yerwin Ancas twice, is it safe to say that this kid is the real deal?
Yes. It's listen, this is the only reason I'm gonna be fucking watching. This is the main reason I'm gonna be watching. I can guarantee everybody, I'll put my stamp of approval on this. This will be a fucking fire fight. The more I have trouble deciding a winner, the better the fight is, right? And that's what this situation is here. You both guys are fucking starving, hungry. Fight like they're starving, hungry, despite all the wins, despite the accolades, despite guys like me talking about both guys like they're fucking killers. They're both still fucking really, really fucking going at it. And both guys fight with pride. They really got a fucking point to prove. They got a fucking chip on their shoulder. You know what I mean? So action wise, entertainment wise, boxing fundamental wise, just overall entertainment wise, this will be the fight to fucking watch. The box rec on this will be fucking nuts. They're gonna have some stats on this. I guarantee you, punches thrown and punches landed are gonna be insane. It'll be a solid fucking fight. I don't see it ending quick, but it could too, because both guys can fucking, despite the fucking weight, both guys have power to shut shit down. So it's honestly a very dangerous technical fucking fight.
When does it all catch up to Jesse Rodriguez in terms of, each fight he's been in now? He takes a lot at times. The Israel Gonzalez fight, 12 rounds. Carlos Cuadras, 12 rounds. Uh, Foima Kafu, 10 rounds. And, Sonny Edwards, 9 rounds. Christian Hernandez, 12 rounds. If a Pedro Gueva fight is the one that went only 3, but all these fights, he's gonna, he'll take some damage to get to do damage. Is this a fight where everything starts really catching up? I know he's 25. I know he's that damn good, but for a guy who just, is action-packed fighter, when does it physically catch up?
Well, look, that's part of the appeal of a fighter like that. It's a little bit of the evil Knievel kind of selling the tickets here. Of course you want to watch the guy jump over the fucking bridge and make it, right? And you've watched him do it like 10 fucking times, but every fucking time you're like, well, this is 11 now. Maybe something will happen and he doesn't make it all the way across. It's kind of like that. And yeah, you're saying he's 25, you're not off, but at the same time, again, it's almost like he's 35 fight wise for the damage he's put himself through. So it is a matter of time, and it is a limited time offer, so to speak. And sooner or later, if you live by the gun, you'll die by the gun. So you're not wrong in that, and that's what adds to mystique and the mystery and the fun of the fight and the danger of the fight, because the kid's going to be constantly in a state of perpetual danger, so to speak.
Speaking of danger, is Sam Noakes the guy who's going to put Abdullah Mason in danger? I mean, everybody
No,
who follows boxing, whether it's you, Michael Montero, Gareth Davies, Doug Fisher, uh, man, yeah, everybody, even guys who I no longer talk to, have all said Abdullah Mason's the future. He is must-see TV. He is the
I'm
next great young guy.
I'll give it to you like this, okay? I feel this is the first kid I've seen that I feel like the kid's literally got the universe working for him. Like he's figured out something that a lot of us haven't. I almost feel like the idea of him losing is not even fucking plausible, and it's not based on his past fucking fights, despite them being interesting. It's I'm not a very religious person, but it's almost as if he's protected by something higher. Like the moves are all right, the sentences are all right. The kid never doesn't step on the wrong fucking stone ever. You get what I'm saying? Like every move is he makes is right, and it's never too much and it's never too little. It's just right. And the kid, even in interviews, he gives perfect fucking interviews. You watch him hit the pads; it's pitch perfect. It's exactly what he was going out to do. So it's hard to argue with someone. Like I feel like if this kid played golf, he would literally play the same way every time, and it would be like pitch perfect every time. He would take his time, and this is exactly how he would chip the shot and whatnot. They're very calculated. I feel like he moves with purpose. Everything he does is with purpose. He doesn't speak for nothing. He doesn't move for nothing. You get what I'm saying? It's a very odd feeling. Having met the kid, I literally felt like he was 10 years older than what he was from him talking to me. I was like, God damn, you're fucking mature for your age. And I realize a lot of that is his entourage. A lot of that is how he's been brought up. And there's a lot of mentors and I'm sure he gets a lot of deep conversations. So the kid's matured fast. But it's more than that. I literally feel like there's so much purpose in his movement that it's hard to go against him.
Sam Noakes is a tough guy also, though. This is a guy you look and he's undefeated
This will be
also
that
at a
fight. This will be that fight that'll make Abdullah Mason known to the layman. Right now, Abdullah Mason's known to guys like you and me, guys that are into the sport. We're like, oh yeah, that kid's the future. But it hasn't reached the ears of everyone else yet. You know, like there's a few people that know who Gervonta Tank Davis is. They can't tell you what his record is and what titles he had, but they know who he is. And I feel like Abdullah Mason is heading towards that path. I feel like Sam Noakes is the right type of fighter to give him that because he needs somebody to bring it to him. And Sam Noakes is no slouch. You're absolutely right.
I was gonna
Anyone
say,
else, anyone else, I'd be talking about Sam Noakes winning.
no,
Anyone else.
let me ask you this: why can't he win? Because he's done something that Abdullah Mason hasn't done yet. He's gone in there against veterans like Ryan Walsh, yeah, Yvonne
I can't.
Mendy.
I can't explain it. The kid's not going to make a wrong move.
No, I understand that, but at least Noakes can
No,
say,
he's
"I've
not going
taken
to
on
fuck
some
up.
guy."
He's not going to fuck up. There isn't. He's not going to be out of place. He's not. His hands not going to be away from his chin. There isn't going to be as much as Sam Noakes can try and capitalize on something. There's going to be nothing for Sam Noakes to capitalize on. That's what's fucked about this. The kid's gonna come in almost pitch perfect, and it's gonna fuck with you. Even for a guy that usually goes through these wars and has a knows how, can show these guys that are supposed to give him a tough time. He shows them he can go with them, and they know, and they're like, "Oh shit, okay, Sam Nooks is for real." He's not even gonna get to fucking do that because the kid's not gonna get phased. Like I'm telling you, I'm not saying it's gonna be a one-sided fight. I really think Sam's going to bring out the most fight we've seen from Abdullah. I think we'll see maybe even the most dog from Abdullah Mason yet. He might even get in trouble a couple times, but it's all going to be fucking calculated. And the kid's not going to get frazzled. He's not going to get. He's not going to get spooked. It's it's my prediction. We'll see. I could be wrong. It is the sport I love.
Well, we're gonna get to the final part. The sport you love has a guy named Ryan Garcia, who, as you said, lost a fight, and yet he's still getting a title shot against Mario Barrios next. So, Manny, I'll let you take the floor first because each before we even got to Paul versus, Joshua, this was like red meat in front of a hungry dog, where you're just attacking this with a furious, righteous passion. So, floor is yours, man, because I know you've been wanting to go off on this.
I understand if the fight would have been canceled at the last minute and Ryan Garcia would have been stepping in for someone else to try and save an event, and you don't change the fact that it's for a title shot because he's stepping up for the event, I would get that. But they are fully planning for this guy to fight for a fucking world title, despite his last four fights being a loss, a win, a no contest, and a loss. If he was here in Montreal, Canada, the commission would actually make him do all his medicals again and more than likely make him do a physical before even licensing him again based on the amount of fights and his last four fight record. However, with the WBC, that's good enough for you to get ready and do a full camp to fight for the world title. He lost to Gervonta, he lost to Rolly Romero. Neither one of those two guys are fighting for the WBC belt anytime soon, and neither one of those guys are ranked for the WBC belt. But Ryan Garcia, who lost to both of those men, is now fighting for the world title. I don't know what to tell people. It's the same thing with the Jake Paul thing. I can't make sense of it. I tweeted to Jose Suleiman, like, please explain to me how I make this make sense to the young boxers that will ask me. I legitimately wrote to him wanting the advice because I don't know what to say to the young boxer that said to me, why is Ryan Garcia getting a world title fight? Other than greed, I have no answer.
So let me jump in once again, Manny, because you and I feel like you're this nun that just walked into a whorehouse and is going, how is this happening? Why is this going on? And clutching your pearls.
No, no, no,
I hate
no,
to be
no,
the
no.
one that tells you, no,
I
let me finish,
listen,
Manny.
listen, listen.
Let me
I
just
know what
finish.
kind of gray universe I live in. I know what kind of gray universe I live in, what sport I'm dealing with. But I also thought we had a bare minimum of things we would accept, of things we would tolerate. Anyone that calls Ryan Garcia a world champion, should he defeat Mario Barrios? And when it calls Mario Barrios a world champion for defeating Ryan Garcia, is playing into the illusion and accepting things that are not fucking factually right. That's where we're at. It's not you should be used to it. You're too optimistic in a very pessimistic sport. No, I'm quite aware our sport's the most fucked sport on the planet. I am not denying that. I'm just surprised to what fucking lengths we've now degraded to. Because even me, who loves the fucking sport, who spends so much time on this, is finding it hard to justify. And if I can't fucking justify it, I won't be around much longer. That's the God's honest truth. I will give up on the fucking sport. I'll start watching something else. I'll watch stuff like regular people do and not be intently involved. Because at this point, if that's what it is, I may as well be watching WWE. Because at least they're not pretending about pretending.
How am I gonna put this here? Because you and I have we're old enough. We are old bastards now. Where Eric Morales lost to Zaire Rahim, and he still got his title shot against Manny Pacquiao. He had lost two out of his last three, and even though he got knocked out, got a trilogy of Manny Pacquiao, then lost to David Diaz. What happened? Oh, wins against three bums,
I am
takes on Marcus Maidana,
unsurprised.
beats
Hold
Carlos.
on. I am unsurprised of any fuckery or backhandedness done previous to fucking 2024.
Many, well,
I am
I'll even go more
quite
evil
aware.
recently.
Hold on. I am quite aware. However, Ryan Garcia has an Instagram account. Okay. Not a cartel, not a country, not billions of dollars behind him, but an Instagram account, a failed Calvin Klein modeling career, a streaming, fame, if you will, and that's Ryan Garcia, not a national hero or friend to cartel.
Okay.
So don't compare the two. The other issue I got
How about this? I'll give you a better
is
one. Manny Pacquiao got his ass whooped by Jordanis Ugas, took 4 years off, and then came back and fought the same Mario Barrios. 4 years
Gerard
he
Barrios,
retired. He was in.
ranked number, and hold on, Gerard Barrios, he's ranked number one. He doesn't get the fight over Ryan Garcia. Because I'll tell you what they're hoping to do here. They're hoping to do Ryan Garcia versus Manny Pacquiao. But it kills me for everyone else that's on that fucking top 10 ranking, that's waiting for a phone call, that's hoping to fucking pay their mortgage, that has their credit card fucking loaded, that their wife is fucking telling them they should give up on the sport and take a job with their uncle at FedEx. I'm more worried about those guys, not Ryan Garcia that has an OnlyFans account.
Manny, you're the one who, when I was a wide-eyed, bushy-tailed boxing, podcaster, you once said, Chris, I love you, but this is prize fighting. It's about money, silly. They fight for big paychecks. That's why it's happening. So, man, Manny, this is what it is. Ryan Garcia
Hold on, hold on,
sells
hold on, hold on,
tickets.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. I know you like to think he sells tickets because they tell you he sells tickets. Okay. I want you to imagine Ryan Garcia pops up in your hometown tomorrow.
Yep.
What level response would your small town community have for Ryan Garcia deciding to visit your city? He's going to go to the fire department. He's going to go to the local mall. He's going to go to City Hall. He's doing this all live on his Instagram, live from your hometown.
No, but
What
people
type
would
of
recognize him. Manny,
are they shutting down streets? They're shutting down streets. They're getting
they probably
reporters
they probably
flying in
won't, but
from
there will
New
be a
York.
crowd. There will be people
No,
following.
hold on.
Look, he's a
Reporters are
good-looking
flying in
kid,
from New
Manny.
York. People are flying in from Los Angeles to get the news story. Or does the mayor come out and he gets to post some Instagram stuff and that's the end of it? Now,
There will be the Boston media. They will cover this. I mean, I get it. You
okay,
don't
sure,
like
sure,
it,
sure.
Manny.
I got you. I got you. I got you. Hold on. Floyd Mayweather, same time, decides, you know what? I'm going to fly in. I'm going to do a little press conference at your city hall. Is the response the same for Floyd Mayweather, who hasn't fought, who I don't even like, from who hasn't fought anyone real in the last fucking 15 years? Would the response be the same for him or Ryan Garcia, future world
No, it'd
champion
be
of the
bigger for
WBC?
Floyd. We get that.
No, but hold on, he's Instagram famous and he's good looking.
But
Forget
why
the
do you think
fact,
that, Manny? You know the
forget the fact that he's a mental case and he's got substance abuse problems. Forget that. Forget the fact that he opened an OnlyFans account with a 6-inch dick. Forget that. What I got an issue with is he's not that big of a fucking star. He's Instagram famous. Mr. Beast is not Bill Cosby. I can go into fucking butt fuck nowhere China, show a picture of Mr. fucking Cosby, and they'll go, Jello. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand, but Manny, you don't get it. I
There's
mean,
different levels of fame. Ryan Garcia is not that dude. He hasn't done enough in the fucking sport to even say he's that dude. That's what bothers me about the whole
all right,
thing. He
Manny.
doesn't deserve the shot. Morales did. Pacquiao does. Pacquiao can come out of retirement and get a title shot, which
Manny,
he
right
did.
now, one of the most famous words people can say that gets people excited is yeet. Makes no sense. But Jey Uso himself, as my guy's awful wrestling and Marvin the
Okay,
Movie
are you
Monster
ready?
say the
Are you
guy's
ready?
terrible.
Are
But
you ready?
let me
Yeet
finish. No,
is over a
I'm taking
decade
for
old.
once. I'm gonna finish here. Let me explain. But that Instagram, social media influencer crowd loves him, and they will watch and they will chant him on. That is Ryan Garcia. I get it. You're an old fart like I am. You hate it, but Ryan, unfortunately, brings money. He brings eyeballs. So people, he gets
There's
special
no
privilege.
substance. There's no substance. This yeet thing that you're talking about, where's it going to be in 3 years from now? We're not talking about a 20-year, Hall of Fame shutdown. Do a year's worth of fucking retirement shows. Last time in New York, last time in San Francisco, last time in fucking Chicago. Do all of that for the yeet guy. The truth, most people aren't even sure which twin that is. And Yeet is over a fucking decade old. It's from fucking college football and fucking frat houses. Nothing cool in wrestling has ever come from wrestling. It's all been stolen from somewhere else. The Wolf Pack Too Sweet is actually a white supremacist thing from the fucking Europe when these guys went to Europe and saw a bunch of fucking bald headed bikers do it. Okay. Um, I could digress on all of that, but what I'm explaining to you is the yeet thing's not as powerful as you think. It's come talk to me when yeet is glass breaking or yellow and red. Come talk to me when it's a pair of sunglasses with a raspy voice. You understand? It's not going to be there 15 years from now.
But again, we're not talking
What
15 years. Right
What
now,
yeet is a tribal tattoo and a move everyone does, and an undefeated record no one gives a fuck about. That's what that is.
This is boxing, man.
Yeet.
Again,
I
this is
I know,
boxing.
but I have standards, and I'm allowed to bitch about them.
What?
I can
As I said,
accept
Manny.
I can accept Oscar wearing pantyhose. I'll fucking take it on the chin. God damn it, I can't accept Jake Paul. I just can't. I can't.
Manny, you're like
And
the none
I
to,
can't be okay with Ryan Garcia getting another fucking title shot.
again, Manny.
I have to voice my opinion on it. And that's the one fucking good thing about our sport. Thankfully, the dictatorship hasn't fucking shut me down yet.
And again, Manny, I will say you were like the nun that walked into a Mexican whorehouse and when it got appalled that everybody's having sex. Really, what did you expect? This is boxing. We've known this for years. They have no
No,
shame. They
no,
will sell
no,
these title fights
no,
for
no.
anybody.
This isn't boxing. This isn't boxing. Bam Rodriguez, Sam Noakes. That'll be boxing. What this is a sideshow. It is a extra. It is something apart. It is not part of my sport. This guy does not. Do you think Jake Paul belongs in the Hall of Fame? Is he a first
No,
ballot Hall of Famer?
he does not. No, but we look.
Listen,
This is
he is
we saw
white with
Butterbean
blonde
take on.
hair. God damn it, he's got white blonde hair, man. He's white and blonde hair. He's a first fucking year ballot entry, hands down. Hands down. No amateur record. Hands down, immediate entry. It's going to probably cost him about $40 million, and he'll maybe build them a new wing, but it'll get done.
Manny, this is a sport that has brought us Butterbean, that has brought us Lucia Riker, Christy Martin, that has brought us the bite in
Thankful,
Madison
thankful,
Square
thankful,
Garden.
thankful.
There is no shame, Manny. This sport you have is full of degenerates, scumbags, murderers, con
No,
artists,
no, no,
gangsters,
no, 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 no,
probably
no, no,
drug
no,
dealers
no,
and
no, no,
drug
no.
runners.
You don't know this, but there is honor amongst thieves. Okay?
Oh, come on, Manny. Those
No
every boxing
pedophiles on
promoter
this
you know
cell
would
block.
sell their mom down the
No,
river.
no. Fuck Jake Paul. Fuck his Disney overlords. Uh, Fuck whatever fucking basement fucking synagogue he's running tunnels through. Okay? Uh, I don't like the kid. I don't have to like the kid. Because he bought his place doesn't mean I have to respect him. Because he's in my sport doesn't mean I have to respect him. And because he's in a dirty sport and being a dirty prick doesn't mean I have to fucking like it.
I know, but you have to
It's as
accept
simple as
it,
that.
Manny. Look, we both have said in years the only surprise about boxing was that Ike Ibeabuchi couldn't get a pardon. That no boxing promoter could have paid enough money to get some president to go, you know what? Hey, you're just had a bad day. I'm pardoning you so we can get that sweet, sweet $100 million fight between you and Lennox Lewis. This sport will do anything. I'll do anything for a dollar. Well, this sport is that. And so I don't get it. Yes, I get Ryan Garcia is not your cup of tea. I understand he's probably the village idiot. And that he probably will videotape himself having sex with maybe a transgender if he's drunk enough. I understand these things. But as long as you make these guys money, they'll put up with it. They'll hold their nose. They'll say, well, we can wash blood off of a dollar bill. This is boxing. You've known this for years. So again, I've accepted it. This is the sideshow freak show, people. That is what boxing is. It's saying that it should be better is like saying that, alcohol should not be, addictive.
Look, all I'm saying is I should have the right to not accept it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's not happening because it is happening. There's nothing I can fucking do about it. You're absolutely right. But at the same time, I get to fucking bitch about it as much as I fucking please. And I can fucking say that it's bullshit. And it is bullshit. Nothing changes that fact. Now, if you're right and he gets knocked the fuck out, fucking thank God. Okay? But if I'm right and this is just some bullshit and everybody's paid $80 to watch two guys masturbate, I think there'll be a bit of a revolt. And boxing will take a fucking hit. That is my point. Nobody's got fucking money anymore. And we're not gonna get the fucking took for bullshit anymore. Okay? We paid for Tyson, we paid for Anderson Silva. We all regret it. Nobody fucking thinks that was a good investment. Okay? And he's about to do it to a lot of other people now. And this time around, he's doing it with a real boxer. And then when it turns out to not be a real fight, when they just pity patter each other and then they hug at the fucking end and they each make fucking $80 million and you're left with an $80 credit card fucking bill, then and then when they're laughing at us, right? On live on camera, laughing directly at us at the camera, pointing at us, ha ha ha, losers, you spent $80, ha ha ha. At that point, I'll call you and be like, "How you doing, bud?"
Well, very heavily, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we always love having him on the show, but sometimes we need to give him just a outlet so he can vent, curse, cry, and maybe have a drink later on of cognac. I give you once again boxing's lone true voice of reason and the voice of a voiceless. I give you Manny Montreal. So, Manny, where can fans check you out at? Where is the Twitter, the Instagram, the Rumble channel? Do you even have an OnlyFans? If you do, I won't judge you. Where can fans check out your work?
Okay, so first of all, I want to shout out all your listeners because if you're a hardcore Chris Connor fan, um, you've been around for a few years, dude. I just want to salute you for doing this on the weekly on all kinds of fucking subjects. You've been doing it for over a decade that I'm aware of, and I just want to shout you out for having me on and just doing your fucking thing. Second of all, everyone can find me on Instagram. Main place is Instagram, Manny Montreal, but I'm on Twitter, I'm on Rumble, and I do have an OnlyFans. It's not active yet. But if I ever do activate it, I will let you know.
Manny Montreal, ladies and gentlemen, once again, always on a pleasure. Have you on the show. We come back. We got a lot more going on here, only on it's Last Call. Last Call, the alcohol, only on the Last Call Podcast.com.